Hey everyone, welcome to the Contributor Experience GitHub Management Subproject meeting of 28th July 2022. Just a few things before we get started with the agenda. To remember that this meeting is covered under the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which essentially boils down to please be nice to everyone, and this meeting is being recorded. So please be aware of what you say and do in this meeting. With that, the first agenda item is from myself and the other GitHub admins. So new contributor coordinator selection is underway. We are yet to get a few acts from other GitHub admins. Once we get them, we will reach out to the prospective candidates and start the rotation program. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns on this? Okay, I think let's get to the next point. The next point is from Madhav.
Yeah, hi. So this is sort of in the gray area between GitHub management and ContribEx, but I wanted to bring it up here to cover this side of the gray area. So I know that Bob assigned a few folks to look at this one, but I wanted to know if there have been any discussions since then, and what can be the possible next steps. Like, do we need to get consensus on something, or do we need to discuss something? Because this is for sure like a very it will improve user experience by a lot, but it also has a few implications if enabled on Kubernetes. So for that aspect of things, like what are the next steps basically?
So on this, there's a PR open to add Kubernetes/Kubernetes to enable that plugin. And the action item is on a few of us to write an email to KDEF and ask for thoughts, comments, and concerns, and decide on a lazy consensus deadline. Maybe we will keep it open for 3 weeks or so, because we anyway plan to enable it for Kubernetes 1.26. And we will have that time when code is frozen to enable this change. That is just from me, but the consensus right now is that we will write a draft and then we will send it over to the community and seek feedback, as in what does everyone think about adding this feature. I do agree personally that this would ease a lot from reviewer side, as in we do ask people to squash their commits into meaningful chunks, and LGTM goes away in the current state, and we would really benefit, and reviewers would really benefit from this.
Yeah. Do you need, so, I mean, that sounds like a very clear path forward. It seems like ContribEx is on board with it from the PR. Do you need any help writing the email or anything like that? Or can I help out there?
Yes, we would need some feedback. So
okay,
I think what we can do is we can start off with the draft of the email and then send it over to the ContribEx Slack channel, and then get feedback from people like, hey, what do you think about the email? And then just shoot the email through.
Cool.
Awesome. Does anyone have any further questions, comments, or concerns on this topic? Cool. We will go forward. Thanks for taking the notes, whoever is taking the notes. Thank you for volunteering. That's really appreciated. The next topic is from Sedef. Org level GitHub token permissions for creation of PRs with GitHub Actions. Sedef, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so in the previous meeting, Abhinav joined and talked about this same issue. I just wanted to hear for myself one more time. So we are having difficulty creating PRs in our cluster API provider AWS repo with using GitHub token, although we have all the permissions in the repo itself, and we add the permissions in the workflow too. What we are suspecting is that there's some restrictions in the org level GitHub token usage. So who can check, who have access to Kubernetes 6 organization level settings? You know?
We already have this conversation, and the problem is we don't want to change permission at the org level. And we suggest to basically do that using a pro job, because pro job already have token established to basically do whatever you want. The thing is, we want to avoid basically and grant permission at the org level for a specific repository. I think that's the issue, because that's gonna basically open the door for escalation privilege.
Okay, yeah, so we didn't even have the answer of it is not permitted in the org level then that is fine, that we are not doing anything wrong in our repository and in our workflows. That means it is restrictive in the org level. Am I understanding correct?
Yeah, the way GitHub will set up basically will define the token is basically, if we basically, let's say, give a token right now at the org level, which means anyone using that token is capable to do something at the org level. I think that's the issue for us. Like, we don't want to provide a token to a specific subproject with access to the entire organization.
I see. And so is there a way to create a PR using the GitHub token with the prov jobs? Like, do we have a bot there we can use?
Yeah, there are basically token existing in GitHub token existing on the basically on the Kubernetes infrastructure, and you just have to mention the secret of that token in the project, and you will be capable to use that.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, and are we gonna use a bot? I saw that there's a bot in the test infra repo.
Yeah, we can create a new bot for you if you want, and basically create a token from that bot and put that in the Kubernetes infrastructure. Or we use basically the token from, because we have multiple bots and multiple tokens from those bots. So basically we can just use whatever you want as token provided by those bots.
So I think Abhinav reached out to you directly and asked about using the existing bots, and I think the answer is those are specific to certain verbs, and it may not be easy for us to use those bots. So is that why it is preferable for us to request a new bot for PR creation?
Feel free to basically request a new bot and we'll create one for you.
Okay, in the
Kits org repository.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Let me. Do you have the issue somewhere?
We just have the question as issue. I linked on the document. Let me
find that.
Post it in the chat.
Okay. Okay, I found it. I will basically create a new token from a bot that doesn't. We have bot not used right now. We can create a new token from that. I think that's what we can use. Like, Nabarun, we can use the token from 3H Party, right? No one using that.
I I am a real like proponent of separation of concerns. So I feel like adding a new bot, if it's not way too difficult, maybe the right way to do so.
Yeah, for an existing bot, we can have X token, and we can just create a new one and put that as a secret. I don't really see the concern here. That's why I'm asking for 3H party. We plan to shut down that at some point, so we can basically reuse the token for that from that.
I think if Kubernetes/K-test.io security policy allows this, I mean, I'd be okay.
Okay.
If you are also okay, speaking as a SIG infra chair. So.
Thanks all. I will reach out in the issue itself. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing this to the meeting. Does anyone have any follow-ups to this point? Okay, seems like we don't. And we don't have anything else on the agenda as well. Is there something that people have to discuss? Omer, please go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. I work at GitHub. I'm just gonna start showing up to these things just to see if I can give you guys some support. I think these happen once a month. Is that right?
Yeah, it's each month, last week of each month. And welcome, people. I've been looking for you for a long time.
Yeah, so I can. So I'm responsible for projects at GitHub,
Awesome.
but I can certainly try to like, and I'm also like not like an expert definitely on the CI side, but I can certainly like try to point you all in the right direction, or at least like find someone who can help. So yeah, just wanted to introduce myself. I have this meeting on my calendar now, so I will start being here when y'all are.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Amazing.
Thanks for coming to this meeting. Really appreciate it. We will have a lot of project related questions.
Yeah.
To you, don't worry.
Now I know who to go to.
I think there's one now. How's it going? All right.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's basically, I saw GitHub issue are now GA, the new GitHub issue are now GA, which means the project are now GA. I still don't have time to check, but can we get the same workload features from the old version of project, like automation? Because right now there's an ongoing conversation about using GitHub workflow to automate GitHub issue.
GitHub workflow, you mean like the on open move here, on close move there, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
We don't have it yet, but we're going to be working on that pretty soon. Up until recently, we were a pretty small team. We were like 2 PMs and a couple engineers, and now we've grown to be 5 PMs and like something like 60 engineers. So we're slowly carving out AORs, and one of those AORs is automation. So I anticipate as soon as that dust is settled and someone gets on that, that'll be like one of the first things we do. So yeah, things are starting to pick up steam. So hopefully, like, trust me, the second I got here, I was like, why aren't we doing more automation stuff? Our customers are developers, but we had some other stuff we had to tackle. The other exciting thing I wanted to mention really quickly, we're shipping this thing called, we call it taskless blocks. It's our solution to hierarchy, like issue hierarchy. We were planning on releasing it to like all of Kubernetes, like the whole org. And I have to talk to, oh my God, how am I forgetting his name? We were planning, Bob, Mr. Bobby Tables. I was going to talk to him about like communicating that out to folks. So we'd certainly love if you gave us some feedback on that. It's still pretty alpha, but it's, I think, a feature that has been missing for a long time. Also talking to the one of the release leads on Friday to potentially also use that for their work. So anyway, lots of stuff coming. I really want to like have a focus on Kubernetes. I'm a former Knative contributor.
Oh, cool.
I made their getting started guide. If anyone has done that, that was me. I authored that. Yeah, I really have a soft spot for open source. So I want to make sure we're serving y'all. So yeah, just consider me your point of contact at GitHub. I'm afraid to have just said that, but yeah, consider me your point of contact at GitHub. And I'll try to point your questions in the right direction.
That would be so helpful.
It's going to be
And
very
thank-
helpful, and we'll try not to abuse you.
That is my hope. As long as you're okay with me treating you all as you would treat a contributor, I think that I think that's probably the right SLA for
There
this.
you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Cool.
Like, I can't tell you how long we've needed this.
Yeah, I'm sure if you asked, you would have found somebody, but this is just my personal interest. I did a lot of work trying to get Knative into the CNCF, and so I'd love to get more involved, especially if y'all need help with like project management stuff. It's sort of my strong suit, or facilitation. I can help with that. Not a developer, so don't let me in the code base, but I can do other things well. So
You should totally try out the release team the next cycle.
sounds terrifying. Yeah, I'm talking to who am I talking to tomorrow? Mark Rossetti and it looks like Priyanka Sagu
cool.
tomorrow. So maybe they'll rope me into shadowing one of their releases that might help to build some tooling that would be like helpful.
awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Sweet. Well, I don't want to keep this meeting open for longer than it has to be, but thanks for letting me sit in, and I'll be seeing y'all once a month.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much again for coming.
Thank you.
Do we have anything else on the agenda? Coming to new member introductions. I see Rishit here for the first time. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, so I've been contributing to Kubernetes for a little bit of time.
Hey, Rashid, we can't hear you. Your audio's coming in a little fuzzy.
Oh, sorry for that. Is it better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
Yep.
sorry for that. So hello, I'm Rishit. I've been contributing to Kubernetes for a little bit of time. And I was at KubeCon Europe, and I met a couple of folks from SIG ContribEx, and they told me they asked me to get involved in SIG ContribEx, and it has been a nice place. I've been listening to the conversations in the Slack channel for quite a while, and I just had to come over on this meeting.
Awesome. Thank you for coming to this meeting. So we don't have anything else on the agenda. I say we can call it early by 8 minutes and give everyone 8 minutes of their time back. Thank you all for coming to this meeting, and thank you, Madhav, for taking the notes today. I hope you all have a great rest of Thursday, and for people for whom it is night, like, have a good night.
Bye.
See you all. Bye.